Last Friday, I went to see Free Guy in theaters, and I really enjoyed it. So, here are my thoughts. First off, let's start with Ryan Reynolds. Coming off the success of both Deadpool movies, which are, hilariously funny and have become cult classics.
I know, right? Who's to get my very own movie? I can't tell you, but it does rhyme with pulverine.
He is ready for anything in his career. So he takes that humor and that charisma that he's kind of used in those movies and takes it to a new level, which I really enjoyed. And not only is he funny in this, the comedy is original. His childlike wonder would be welcomed by me in any movie. But the way this movie takes the fish out of water comedy and kind of flips it on its head was really enjoyable, because usually in a movie like this, say Elf, the character would be a supernatural being or kind of a fairy tale character brought into the real world. In this movie, it was more like he's learning things about the world that he has lived in for his entire life. And I found that really interesting and kind of a good way to shake up the genre. Like I said, other movies like this, examples can be Enchanted or Elf, have characters like Guy, but in this case, the dynamic is switched because he is already in the world that he discovers things about. So just little tidbits like that kind of tweak the genre and made it original really stood out to me. And Ryan Reynolds' unique style of comedy and unique kind of flair that he brings to all his movies was really key in this movie, because I feel like the character of Guy, a literal man-child living in a video game, couldn't have been pulled off by a lot of other actors out there. So the fact that they got Ryan Reynolds to kind of bring his unique sense of observational comedy, I guess you could call it, was really important to this movie and made it that much more fun. As far as the other characters go, I love the chemistry between Keys and Millie, the two human characters trying to kind of help out Guy and take down the company that stole their work. Joe Keery and Jodie Comer were both great in these roles, and I was kind of able to invest myself in their relationship a little bit more, because they're not as famous as Ryan Reynolds is. They could be characters without me focusing on their faces. Obviously, they've both been in a bunch of things, but they're not at the level of stardom where their actor overshadows the character. Jodie Comer's been in a few shows. I think Killing Eve was her last thing. She was in a brief flashback in Star Wars as Rey's mother. Joe Keery obviously is from Stranger Things, which I also love, but besides that, not a lot. So them as actors were really able to shine and prove that they have some sort of range without being, like I said, overshadowed by their fame. There were also, of course, some really fun cameos in the movie. There was a moment when Guy grabs Captain America's shield and the Avengers theme plays, and then Chris Evans is watching it on his phone, and he reacts strongly to the fact that Captain America iconography is being used in this video game that's being watched worldwide. That was really funny. I, in the theater, really had a grin on my face when that happened, because I haven't seen Captain America on the big screen in 2 years, since Endgame, so it was kind of reminiscent of a lot of moments from the MCU that make me love it so much. Other great cameos, Hugh Jackman. I actually noticed his voice when he was on screen. I didn't even wait for the credits, because he has a very distinct way he speaks, so I was able to pick him out as I was watching the scene. John Krasinski, Dwayne Johnson, Tina Fey, and Channing Tatum all had cameos as well, which just added to that level of kind of pop culture awareness the film emanated throughout. And I enjoyed the fact that they were able to kind of integrate people who were instantly recognizable, their voices throughout the movie. It made it even more fun. Now we're going to move into the more negative things, the little, slip-ups that it might have had. Overall, it was a really good movie, but there were, of course, like every movie, some things that just didn't quite land. There were a few problems with the logic of Guy being an NPC. First of all, it was an original character created for the game, so you'd think the creators of the game would be able to just wipe his code without it being a problem. Obviously, in the movie, what they do is they go in the game as characters to go after Guy, and there's a whole big chase scene, which of course is really exciting, but it doesn't really make sense, because why would they have to take him out from inside the game rather than just boot him? Or not boot him, obviously, because he isn't a player, but just wipe his character and make a new one. That was kind of the biggest plot hole for me. I get that there are a lot of things with the original code of the game being rooted in this game, and the whole thing where, the AI is incorporated too, but that just felt like an incredibly simplistic solution that they could have used to just erase Guy. People working at Antoine's company definitely should have been smarter than they're made to seem. I mean, it's even said that Keyes is from MIT or something like that, so he is obviously a genius. He created a game with prototype AI that ends up evolving into kind of the emotional complexity of real humans. So you'd think that he would know how to just wipe a character from the game. All in all, I really enjoyed this movie. I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. I was really entertained. There were some fun moments, good character development, and a satisfying ending. So 8 out of 10, 4 stars right across the board. I think 4 is perfectly okay for what they were going for here. I can't wait to see, personally, what Ryan Reynolds does next. I think he's really promising, and he's at this point in his career where he's such a big name that anyone's going to cast him in any kind of role. He has obviously some comedic range. He has Deadpool 3 coming up, so I want to see what he's doing next, and I can't wait to see him kind of grow as both a comedic force in Hollywood and as an actor. I also can't wait to go to the movies a bunch more times before the year is out. I'm actually going to be ranking all the summer movies that I saw this year at the end of the summer, so stay tuned for that. There are a fair amount that I was able to go to the theater for, so I'm excited to rank those and share my opinions. I'm also going to rank the DCEU franchise because there are 2 new movies that we got this year. We got Zack Snyder's Justice League and we got The Suicide Squad. So I'm going to add those to the ranking and re-rank all 11 installments into the DC Extended Universe. As far as the MCU goes, I'm going to rank those once Shang-Chi drops next month. I'm going to see that in theaters, and I'm going to rank all, by then, 25 Marvel movies. So also stay tuned for that. Lots of fun videos coming up, but yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some rankings. Lastly, make sure to follow me on both Letterboxd and Instagram. I post updates, and for movies, I post on Letterboxd reviews before they come out on here, so you can stay tuned and even get some ideas early on about how much I like these movies. So I will see you in the next video.